Now, we do have the information here for your students. This is what the students are going to see when they log in. They have to click on the browser. We mentioned, Ms. Gonzalez said it, CTCs, you need to work with your CITs and your lab managers to ensure that every single device has the secure icon. When you click on your icon, it will give you this page. And this is an official STAR test, so we're going to sign in on the screen using your test ticket information, the session ID given to you. And then when we click sign in, it's going to ask you, and this is a way that we always want to ensure that the kids look at their ticket. Is this you? If this is the student's information, of course, they click on yes. Instruct your test administrators. If this is wrong, raise your hand. Do not continue. It's a way to prevent somebody taking the wrong test under a different student's information. So once the students confirm that this is their information, same screens that they've been practicing, it's going to ask them, here's your standalone test. And that's what the students are going to click on. And they continue taking their test by themselves. Do have text to speech, it will ask them, of course, to do their audio check. So please make sure that if your students have these features turned on, that they have their headphones, that they can hear it. If they, once they press the speaker, if they can hear it, they can put here that they heard the voice, or if they didn't, of course, they need to ask for help. They can adjust the pitch, the volume, the rate. They should already know their settings by now. Once they fix that on there, they'll go ahead and click continue. They'll have their instructions screen, and then they begin their test on their own. Now, Ms. Gonzalez just mentioned this as part of the instructions. We just want to remind you that if a student is pausing a test, it's important to note that test administrators do not have the ability to pause it. It has to be done on the student's screen. And a test may be paused only by the student. And this may be done at any time within your test session. So the student has to do it. The pause rule is set to allow students to pause their test for up to 8 hours, and students who pause their test for longer than 8 hours will be unable to access their test, to access prior answers for review. But of course, we know that they're not going to be going back. Ms. Gonzalez said that if a student was sick and they're unable to finish the test that day, we're going to submit it as is because we want to get data at least on those questions. But we're not doing makeup testing. We're not going, we're not allowing the kids, come back tomorrow and finish it. We're not doing that. So they would only pause to go to the restroom, to go to lunch. That's what the students would be using the pause feature for. Now, students who resume their test within 8 hours can access their prior answers for review. And we do have ways of requesting a test to be unlocked, but just keep in mind that if they pause it, don't worry, they should be able to log back in and continue with their test. And we just wanted to give you some slides just as a reminder. This is where the practice tests are. This is the link that the teachers would use to log in. If they don't have the icon on their computer, they would go to the website, texasassessment.gov website. They would click on the card that says practice test. They log in and so forth. Now, our students, when they click it on their device, of course, they click on their icon. And if they're doing the practice test, well, they have to go to the practice test over here on the side. So we just wanted to give you some, just some screenshots of what it would look like for the practice test as well. We gave you what the test would look like officially, but also the practice test just as a review. And we are recommending that they do the 2019 release test if they need any practice. And of course, if they go all the way to the bottom, they are the 3 through 8 do have the revising and editing practice sets at the very bottom. So we do encourage for our kiddos to do that. And now the last section that we have is our intake forms, which is going to